know a lot of you heard me speak before. I'll go on, but two points that I'd like to make, or like for you to get out of this today is one is your equipment, getting used to your equipment. That's basically what we're talking about is your equipment, getting used to your equipment, learning your equipment, because I think that's what has helped me be a better fisherman. The other thing is what I'd like to talk about a little bit here to start with is the, let me start over. What got me started on, or got me come up with this idea is, I don't know how many of you has been on the Big Indiana Bass website. But Brian Waldman, he's a great guy, does a great job on the website, can write some fantastic articles. He wrote an article the other day about why Indiana fishermen does not do good on the big circuit trails, other than West. West does pretty decent. We have no great guys, you know, great Indiana guys that does good. And we got Kobe Krieger, Chip Harrison. They've done some stuff, but we don't have. There's just not very many big name people out there in the big circuits. And his article was a good article, and I'm just going to expound on that a little bit. Is one of the things. And the other thing I want to talk about, and that's where the equipment, a lot of the equipment part of it comes in. And the other part of it I want to talk about is our Indiana Bass Federation. And now we have two Indiana Bass Federations. We have the Indiana Federation Nation, and we have the TBF. But what I, for the most part, know as our Indiana Federation is sponsored or affiliated with the TBF, with FLW Outdoors. That part of the people in that and the core group that has run the Indiana Federation has really done a lot for me in my fishing career. It means a whole lot to me. In 1989, I started fishing the invitational circuits, and also started fishing the Federation top 8. I didn't do very good in 1989, but 1990 was an awesome year for me. I won the state finals, made my first, or the second state team I ever tried to make. So I was on the 1990 state team. I was also Angler of the Year in 1990 in the Federation Invitational Circuit, and also got my first New Ranger in 1990. So 1990 was, you know, kind of my start of fishing, and the Federation has been a, you know, a big part of it ever since. I've made 18 state teams, but some of them include, since it got switched around, now we have the Federation Nation. What we're going to see today is my trail through the Indiana Federation Nation, which is affiliated with BASS. That's how you make it. That's how I made it to the Bassmaster Classic. Also, the following year, which probably most people don't even know it, in 08, I made, again, that year I made both state teams. I made the BASS state team and I made the TBF state team. The BASS state team, we went to Wisconsin, and I qualified to go on to there. And the TBF, we went to Michigan, and I qualified out of Erie, finished second up there to make the national championship for the TBF, which is FLW. That qualified me to go to the All-American. So in 07 I went to Bassmaster Classic, 08 I went to the All-American through the Federation ranks. So the Federation is what I have, you know, my stepping stone to get to two pretty big tournament circuits, or tournaments, not circuits. So guys, I know the club here today, I don't think they're affiliated with either one, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if this young man has a dream, or anybody in the club has a dream, I mean, that was my dream in 1990, sometime to fish the Bassmaster Classic. It took me 18 years to do it, but I made it. I made it to the Bassmaster Classic on an entry fee of well, the dues and everything, the Federation, about $160. I got to go fish against the best for $500,000. I didn't win that. I won $30,000 for fourth. 1 ounce, I had another $11,000. Count that. But I had to beat Kevin Van Dam to do it. Again, that's some of the stuff I'm going to talk about today, maybe the why I didn't beat him at 1 ounce. But, you know, that's 2 points I want to get across, is equipment, learning your equipment, and trusting your equipment and knowing how to use it properly. And the other is, I've done talked about the Federation, and the Federation is going to be mentioned some in here, but there's, you know, our Federation has had some problems this year. We as fishermen need to somehow get behind this and try to salvage it before it falls apart. The Invitational Trail is down. Guys, if you're not fishing it, it's a great way for club guys to learn things, go as a no-boater. great tournament circuit. Enough of that. Let's get on with what we're talking about. First off, maybe kind of an apology here. Like I said, I've been down under the weather for a while. Haven't been out of the house much. There's not much to do but watch the tube, and don't watch it too much and read. And I'm not much of a reader, but you know, I have some people say I'm religious. I'm not a religious person. About the only religious thing I do is I fish a lot, and I'm pretty religious about fishing as much as I can. But other than that, I don't go to church regularly. I don't do very anything religious. I do profess to be a Christian, and I try to live that. So anyway, I read quite a bit in Proverbs this past 4 or 5 weeks. Proverbs is basically a book about how to live your life. But you know, one of the things it says, not in Proverbs, in other places, that God hates a lying tongue, a proud look and a lying tongue. Well, after you get in watching this, you're going to think, boy, he's an awful proud person up there, trying to be very proud. Well, that ain't what I'm trying to put across here today. But it also says in Proverbs 27, 1 and 2, boast not of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another praise thee, and not thy mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. So somebody else is going to be praising me here, not me and my proud lips. That's kind of my excuse for what's going on here. But first off, what I want to do is show and for you guys' information, I fished in the BASS top 8. We just have one tournament. The top 12 guys from that goes to the Northern Divisional. This Northern Divisional went to Minnesota. I was one of the top guys from. I was the top guy from Indiana that let me go to the Nationals. The Nationals went to the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. And that's the first trip we're going to show here is my trip to the National Championship. Once you make that first tournament, you would be one of the top 12 guys out of the state tournament. In either side, TBF or BSS. You have a week-long trip that they send you on. There's several guys here who made the state team. Some guys here that's on the state team with me this year going to Minnesota. But once you make that state team, everything is paid for. They pay for your gas, they pay your boat expense, they give you clothes, they give you equipment, they put you up in a motel, they give you gas for the boat. That's just to the state Northern Division. From the Northern Division, they send you to the Nationals. The state kind of gets out of that, but everything is paid for. I mean, they treat you like, when I went to the Nationals, they gassed my boat, their boat, they furnished the boat. They had a driver put me in the water. When I come back, he backed in, put me in, drove me up, dropped me off at my motel. I got my equipment out. They went and gassed my boat, charged my batteries, blah, blah, blah. Put my lunch in a box. It was like fishing like a king. And then the Bassmaster Classic, yeah, it's pretty nice too. But anyway, this year's the National Championship at Coosa River. Peter Bud.